When you started, what were the first two things, or possibly three, that you knew had to be in place if the Toros were going to become a real professional organization?
We needed leadership, we needed structure, and we needed a standard to follow. So early on, right when we started this thing, that's how we lined it out. Who's going to take the lead? I pulled together a group of partners and we sat down and we decided what role each one of us would best fill. For some reason, they chose me to be the managing partner and team president. Leadership, you approach this thing like you approach anything in life and in business. If you get put in the position to lead, then you make sure that you honor that position and you do it. And then the standard, just making sure that not only do I hold myself to a standard, but I hold those around me to the standard. We're going to hold our coaches and players and everybody within our organization to a certain standard. And it's going to be a high standard because that's the key. We have to set ourselves apart from other entities that have functioned here in the past and make sure that we achieve a greater level of success than they were able to.
You mentioned some of those pieces. What are those foundational pieces? A lot of people use the word professional, but that word has to mean something in practice. So when you talk about building a professional team, what does that actually mean to you?
The first thing we did is we looked for those in our market, in our area, and those people who are available that had functioned in this professional type situation before. So right away, we knew we needed a corporate partner person to come on board. And instead of taking somebody and trying to teach them what we needed and have them learn the market, we were fortunate to find somebody that not only already knew the market, was in the market, but has also worked in this market with other professional organizations, sports organizations in the past. So we were able to fast track our way to the front there and get a lot of inroads by looking for those local resources with experience. And then turns out that person had 2 or 3 other local resources with tremendous amount of experience that was able to come into our organization and get us moving in the right direction. When you talk about coaches and players, it's the same thing. We went looking for people that have done this before. We wanted coaches that have coached before, and we wanted players that have played before. We didn't have the luxury starting something from scratch and taking on a whole bunch of entry level type folks. We needed some people with some experience and expertise because me as the ownership group and as a managing partner, I'm the least experienced of everybody here. And so I knew right away I had to go find those with that experience to make up for my weaknesses so that they could bring us along and we could get that path forward.
That's an important answer, especially for prospective owners, because building a team is not just about uniforms and logos, it's about standards. And part of doing right is understanding your market. One of the things that stands out about the Toros is the emphasis on local and regional football talent. You have clearly made that a part of the model. Why is it important for you to build around players who have already had ties to the South Texas region and who already mean something to the football fans in that region?
The simple answer is so that our team would immediately be recognized by the market in which we serve. By utilizing players and talent from the South Texas and especially the San Antonio area, we're fortunate here in San Antonio. We have the third largest university in the state of Texas in UTSA. We are also playing in a very successful program, UIW's Stadium, who have won multiple conference championships over the last decade. And so we were able to really lean into that. Everybody knows the players that we've signed from these universities, everybody locally know them. The news outlets know them. We signed one player, and before the ink was dry on the contract, I had news outlets reaching out to me. We want to talk to this guy. He was supposed to be playing at a higher level of football, so to speak. And immediately it garnered the interest from our local media. Look, we can't do this by ourselves. We have to do things that pique the interest of those local resources and get them to want to be involved in our organization. But you do have to find that balance because you need a talent, you need to build a good roster. Definitely focus on local talent. And not to mention they have friends and family. They live and work in the community as well. So when you mobilize those type of resources, you've already got a following there instantly just by signing those local players.
That makes a lot of sense because when fans recognize the players, the team becomes real much faster. It creates a connection, it creates credibility, and it gives the community a reason to feel like the team actually belongs to them. Do you see that local connection as one of the keys to building early momentum?
Yeah, absolutely. It gives the community a reason to be emotionally involved, not on the outskirts, not on the fringe, but it gives them that opportunity to really get in there and build that identity faster. But we're also able to do that with players. These players have already been, some of them have been playing football here for 4 years in college. They've already got fans, they've already got name recognition. So, yeah, it was easy to get the investment we needed from the community, the football community here in San Antonio.
That is where market knowledge becomes such an advantage because a successful owner is not just building a football team, he's building a relevance in his city.